Okay, let's talk about some really important things like how to turn in our work to our teachers. So in Google Classroom, you can start off by going directly to the class you'd like to look at, or you could click your pancakes and go to your to-do list. Remember, your to-do list has a very short description, so if you want to read all about the assignments, you really need to go into the classroom, look at the classwork tab, click the assignment and click View Assignment. Okay, you will not see the Turn In button unless you click View Assignment. So let me show you the wrong way to do it, and this is why some of you guys are confused. If I go into my Google Classroom and I want to look at my assignment called Science Journal, and I click on this, and then I click right here to open up my Science Journal, there is no button over here to turn this in. I can still work on my Science Journal, and I can type my work in, and it is going to save for me automatically. So as long as it says all changes saved in Drive up here, it's saving. So I can close this and come back to it later. If I want to turn this in, though, I have to click View Details. That's the important part. When I click View Details, that means I could also go in here, open up my work again and finish working on it. Then when I'm all finished, I can click and add a comment for my teacher. I have a question about, you could put a comment in that only your teacher would see. Then you will click Turn In when you are all finished. So I'm going to click Turn In, and it says it's turning it in. Are you sure? So make sure you have completed all of your work and then turn it in. Now, when I go back to my classroom and I look over here in my work, I can see my assigned work list has gotten shorter because I've turned something in. I can also see that I have now turned in my Science Journal. The reading log I turned in has a check because my teacher checked it and sent it back to me so I could see how I did. So if I want to see my whole assignment, I click View Details. Then I can go back in and I can look at my reading log and see if my teacher put a grade on it or gave any comments. Sometimes your teacher will just put a check mark. I can go back to my to-do list, and then I can start working on my next assignment. Okay? Remember, if you do not see a Turn In button, sometimes your teacher posts something and just wants you to tell her or him when it's done. So then you would click Mark as Done. For example, this Nearpod lesson says you're going to submit your work in Nearpod. Then you're going to click Mark as Done inside Google Classroom to let your teacher know you're finished. Okay? So I would click Mark as Done, and it says you didn't attach your work, but that's okay because I had to submit in Nearpod, so I'm going to click Mark as Done. Then when I go back into my classroom and click on my work, I will see that I did turn in my Nearpod math lesson because I told my teacher it's done. If I have a quiz in here, I have to click View Details. Then I have to take the quiz, submit my quiz, and if my teacher has it set up where I can see my score, I could click See My Score. Oh boy, I got both of those right. And then I can go in here and tell my teacher that I'm finished, or I can just go back to my to-do list and look and see what I've done. So today I've been very busy. Finished my reading log, my frog quiz, my Nearpod lesson, and my Science Journal. I have one more thing to do. Now this is a question. So my teacher has asked me a question, and all I have to do, it says answer the question on the right side of the screen, not in the comments section. So this is a big mistake a lot of students make. If your teacher asks you a question, it's going to have a little question mark here. So to answer the question, you're going to go over here and type your answer. My favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla. So then I would click Turn In. I don't want to put a comment in the class comments. I want to put my answer to the question over here where it says answer, and I'll click Turn In. So it says I can't make a change after I turn it in. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to my to-do list and woohoo, no work to do. So I have done all of my work. So it either has a check mark because my teacher has checked it and given it back to me, or I've turned it in to my teacher and my teacher will be sending things back. Okay, so that is a very important thing to know how to do, and that's turning in your work. Another option for recalling your work is clicking Unsubmit. So if I've submitted it and my teacher has not had a chance to grade it yet, then I can click Unsubmit and get the work back and make changes and then submit again. I can turn it back in after that.